Hi math students, this is our introduction video for our lesson on combining like terms. The first part of this is some of the vocabulary you will hear in this lesson. The first one is a review from our first lesson we did. A variable, remember, are the letters you see in these problems. And those letters represent numbers we do not know, or an unknown number. One of the new words for this lesson is the word term. Term are going to be the parts of the expression that you add or subtract. So for example, in the expression 3 plus 4y minus 2x, there are three terms. 3, 4y, and then that 2x there. They're always separated with those plus or minus signs. So do a quick check. How many terms are in the expression over here? 5a squared plus bc. Hopefully you said the answer 2. There are two terms, the 5a squared and the bc. Another word you are going to hear in this lesson is the word coefficient. Coefficient is the number in front of a variable, and we learned in that first lesson that when you see a number in front of a variable, it means multiplication. So for example, 4.5y, we learned that means 4.5 multiplied by y, and the coefficient here is the 4.5. That is the number in front. So another quick check, what is the coefficient for negative 2x? Hopefully you said negative 2. For this last example, a, what is the coefficient? Well, we don't see a number, and so it's important we know that if you do not see a number in front of the variable, that number is the number 1. The number in front, the coefficient, tells you how many you have. So for example, up here when I see 4y, it means I have 4 y's. 5a squared means I have 5a squared. But if I just see a, I can tell that there's only one of them. So that's a way you can remember. We are going to be using these words when we talk about the math we're doing, which is combining like terms. The main idea of this lesson is that you can combine, and when we say combine, we mean add or subtract specific terms. And remember, terms are the different parts of the expression. You can only add or subtract terms if they have two of the same things. They have to have the same variable. So remember, that means they have to have the same letter, and they have to have the same exponent. And remember, exponent is something like this. It's that little tiny number at the top. If they have the same variable and the same exponent, we call them like terms, which is why the lesson is called combining like terms. If they don't have the same variable, or if the exponents are different, you cannot add or subtract them. So some examples down here, and we will do lots more examples in the lesson today. For example, 7x plus 3 minus 2x. First, there are three terms, the 7x, that plus 3, and the minus 2x. But I cannot combine all three of them. There's only two that we can combine together. Do you see which two are like terms? The only two I can combine are the 7x and the minus 2x. I can combine those because they both have the same variable, they both have x, and they have the same exponent. Notice I don't see an exponent up here at the top. I cannot add the 3 with them. So for example, I cannot say 7x plus 3 is 10 because the 3 does not have an x. So what we would do is we want to combine 7x minus 2x. And notice I included the minus sign in front of the number. It's important to include that sign. So for this problem, we say 7x minus 2x. Well, I know 7 minus 2 is 5, and then all I have to do is copy what comes after. So the x comes after, I copy the x. 7x minus 2x is 5x. That is not my final answer, though, because my expression also had the plus 3. We said we cannot combine the plus 3, so I can't do 5 plus 3. I only need to copy it down. So I copy plus 3. And this right here, this is our answer. There is no more math I can do because I cannot add 5x and 3 together. So that is it. We are done. I have one other example over here. Pause the video and see if you can decide what in this expression can we combine together. What in this expression can we add or subtract? Try to identify that now. So in this expression here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 terms, but we, once again, cannot combine all 4. The only 2 we can combine are 10y squared and minus y squared. Both of those have the same variable y, and they both have the same exponent 2, or y squared. The 3yz is not the same as y squared, and the 4 doesn't have any variable, so it's also not the same. So for this problem here, I want to do 10y squared minus y squared. Now before, we had 7 minus 2. I saw numbers. Here though, 10y squared minus y squared, do you remember what number we need to subtract? We said if you don't see a number in front, it is the number 1. So we want to do 10y squared minus 1y squared. Those two there give me 9y squared. All you need to do is 10 minus 1 and then copy what comes after. So copy y squared. After that, there's no other math I can do. So all I need to do is copy down the plus 3yz and copy down the plus 4. If I look at these, nothing else is a like term, nothing else is the same, so this right here is my answer. In today's lesson, we're going to do more problems like these where we look for like terms and combine like terms. Thanks so much for watching this video. You're ready for today's lesson.